All right, folks. Happy Wednesday. We are live. Well, there's a little thing that says we're live, so I'm gonna say it's right. Folks, welcome today. Wow, we're gonna talk about the great escape. Build a business that sets you free. What if the next chapter wasn't burnout or boredom? Right? A lot of people out there didn't really know what they were getting into, Nicole, when they started a business, including this guy. So we're going to be talking about freedom, reinvention, and scalable impact. All right. So thank you so much to our one and only lovely co-host, actually host today, Nicole Borgi. How are you?
I'm fantastic. We're back and in behind the scenes having a great conversation, and that's what this is all about. I am so excited to have this and bring the people in today and be here with you. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, listen, relationship capital, human currency, most valuable. It never goes down, always goes up, and that is proof positive. So thank you, seriously, thank you for being you, what you do, how you bring value and affordability to things that folks really need and just don't have access to, Nicole. And that's what we're going to open. We got some powerhouse folks. People know one of the guests already. He's getting an intro, but they don't know these ladies. Oh, these ladies, man, they built from the ground up several times. If you drop them, now I'm not being cute. Y'all know me. If you took them and dropped them with no money, no resource, just somewhere else, you know what they do? They build it again. That's so they have the formula, they have the mindset, and folks, network, take notes, have fun, ask questions. All right, this is your time. No pitch slapping with a P. All right, we don't do that. But connect with these folks. There's freebies, there's awesomeness. And if you like what you see and you're trying to get your visibility out there, hey, this is the summit of the year right here. All right, so we're going to be dropping that so you folks can go there on the bottom of the screen. It's all yours and just engage with people and learn and do what you do best, hounds and friends of the hounds. So how about we get the party started? I'm not gonna do, we got too many people. By the time I got through my nonsense, we'd be done, so let's go ahead and roll the intro, my friend. What do you say?
All right.
Let's do it.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level, heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Asherbranner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
All right, folks. Well, I'll tell you what, believe it or not, all right, for the first time ever, I'm not going to talk as much. Hey, I'm going to let Nicole do the MCing. You tell me what to do, who to bring on, my friend, and we'll have that back. We'll bring that discussion we were just having up front. You know it's going to turn into that, right?
Oh, well, yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. You can't bring these people in a room together and not have them just kick it off. It's that network thing, that net worth. Absolutely. Let's bring them in.
And with the audience, hey, we got the right audience for it too. So let's do that. And folks, we're going to put things on the screen. Chime in, share it if you like to. You know how we do it here. No stranger danger, folks. So let's bring them in. We'll just open the gate. Let them all in. There you go. Welcome to the show. Uh-oh, I just knocked you out. That ain't good. There you go. Yeah.
It's Hollywood Squares.
Stop touching stuff. All right. Well, do me a favor. Introduce these amazing people. All right. I'll be quiet. I'm on a 10. So go ahead.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. I heard that before, but we're going to hold you to it. So guys, put in the chat. If he gets out of line again, right? He's a hound and he may have gotten out once or twice, but I want to introduce these wonderful people and I'll let them speak for themselves because we have these wonderful ladies, Jean Kuhn here, the business strategy, and we've got strategists and we've got Colleen, who works on with CEOs and systems and strategies, and then there's this great Phil Harrington, and Phil is the connector, right? He these people just have this and coming together right now, just building these businesses, and what they have done, and the amount of experience and fortitude, but what they have is just riches coming together, and everybody's going to be on a stage. So I am excited to get to it and bring them up. So Jean, if you would just go ahead and give a little introduction of who you are and what you're all about.
I'm Jean Kuhn. I help small business women over 50 who are really trying to figure it out, trying to make more money. They're struggling. They're not sure what they're supposed to be doing. Maybe they came out of corporate and they had one job and didn't realize that when you become an entrepreneur, you have all the jobs. So and the marketing piece, which is nobody's really big favorite. And that's one of my favorite things to do. So I help them use really unique marketing strategies, no social media, and really unique marketing strategies so that they can turn their business around and increase their revenue fast, which is what I had to do when I bought 2 bankrupt businesses.
Oh, yeah. A little bit more about that later. We're going to learn some cool stuff. Maybe we'll hear about the chocolate business. But let's bring in here Colleen. Colleen Stubbs, would you tell the audience a little bit about who you are and all the wonderful things that you do and all the magic you bring?
You bet. I'm Colleen with Simplified CEO Systems, and I've been building brick and mortar businesses for 35 years. I've actually built 8 brick and mortar businesses from concept to profit and sold them, and came online a couple of years ago as a business coach. One of the things that I ran into with the ladies that I was coaching is that when they would get to the tech, they would get overwhelmed. And I thought, you know what? I want these women to win. I want them to succeed. I want them to have the freedom of working from home and building midlife exactly the way they want it. So I want to remove that overwhelm for them. And so I took Go High Level, which is a CRM, and I take it and I strip it completely empty. And I put back only what midlife women need. What that particular client needs is exactly what I put in. There's no overwhelm. There's no hurry to have to learn something or figure it out because I do it for you. What that does is it gives them the freedom to show up as the face and the voice of their business without worrying about the back end, worrying about whether everything's running smoothly or whether they're going to screw it up when they go to create a website, because I've done that for them.
Oh, wow. That's amazing, because I've screwed up a website or two twiddling around on the tech because I get back there and I have a little too much fun. But it's good that you could rebuild it and find someone like you, Colleen. But let's bring in Phil. So Phil, tell the audience about you, because, I'm sure this is not the first time you've been on this show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Phil the Connector. I come from sales. And when I say sales, I mean hardcore sales. I did MCI long distance service. I was that telemarketer that called you at dinner time and asked you to switch your long distance carrier, if anybody knows what that is. And then I went door to door in small town America and handed out cards and sold merchant services, credit card processing. I did that for 15 some years. So 33 years of my 40 years of sales is all cold calling. I didn't know anything about networking like this until 2018. And then I took it by storm and did 5,000 one-to-one since then.
Oh, that's amazing. And you're still alive and you went door to door. There's no, there's no way.
I love it. I'm the only one you'll find that. I love the cold call.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Nicole, he said he used to call. He still calls me at dinner time asking me to switch my long distance phone. I don't know what he's talking
He's
about.
got to practice. He's got to practice. Does he tell you who he is before you pick up the phone?
We're bringing the rotary dial back. Let's do it.
Hey, we can bring those phone operators, people. We actually had to have phone operators, or what were those party lines? But let's get to the questions. Yeah, you remember? Wasn't that was a movie too? But hey, let's go with some questions, because we want the audience to know more about who you are, because you guys are great speakers. You're going to be at the Great Escape, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But that's a summit coming up in August, starting August 26th. There'll be more information in that chat. But these are great people, you guys. They bring this energy 24/7, even at 6 o'clock in the morning before my 2 cups of coffee. It's a little much, but it's great, and I love it. So let's get to this. All right. So, Gina, I've got a question for you. You say freedom starts with profitability, right? You know that you want people to be free and you want them to be profitable and successful. So why do so many business owners accidentally build themselves more of a prison and trap themselves instead of the path to freedom?
I think they try to build the path to freedom, but I think they also let the fear get in the way. And when they can't pick up the phone and make a sales call, or they don't know how to market, right? I really do believe that that is part of the reason that so many business owners fail. It's the fear of picking up the phone and the fear of marketing.
And that's true. And I've learned that being in the group with you folks, because picking up the phone, I allow my ringer to go off nowadays. I want to say that I used to avoid people like the plague, but it makes a difference in your pocketbook. That's for sure. So Colleen, if we could bring you up here, I've got a question for you. You work with CEOs on systems that really simplified everything. Like you were mentioning before, you want people to be empowered with their system and not trapped by it. But if somebody feels trapped in their business, where do they start?
Well, we don't start all over, because there's something in everybody's business that's working. So we start with what's working and we build out from there. And here's the truth. If you were in a different business, if you were employed in corporate America, there's something that you're good at. There's something that you've learned over the past 2 or 3 decades, right? That you can be brilliant in and you can share. And so if we get you out there doing that while we have the rest going smoothly in the background, then your business can go. But like Jean said, you have to have a strategy in place. And a lot of people don't. They jump in, they're like, I'm going to do this. And they don't know what this is. And so that's when we have to work together as a team to figure out, what exactly is this? What is your end goal? Besides the freedom, what do you want to do along the way? Who do you want to educate? And then what do you want to share? And so we don't throw everything out. We never do that, because there's something that works and there's a passion that started this. So we get you back to being passionate about what you're passionate about and allow you to share your brilliance in that area while we build out the system behind that supports you.
Well, that's great. And you guys in the comments, I'd love to see, and I know everybody here would too. What does your business freedom look like right now, without the stress, with better clients? Let us know. Drop it in the chat and engage with these incredible beings here. We want to know more about what's it like to not be overwhelmed. And if you're rebuilding the house, nobody wants to be under construction, and your business shouldn't constantly be under construction. Just find the path that works for you the easiest way. So Phil, let's go to you here, sir. You're known for these incredibly powerful partnerships. Where do most people miss the opportunity? Because without Mike and without talking to you, like I said it earlier, I missed understanding what referring people meant, or how to, or who to refer. So where do most people miss the opportunity to connect instead of hustling?
Such a great question. Thanks for asking it. Where people miss is, think of it as they're throwing out these digital business cards, right? Remember the chamber events we go to, we call it the meat market, right? Hand out all your cards and hope that someone calls you. Guess what? They're not calling you, right? So what I think people are missing is they're doing their one-to-ones, and yes, you should do that, but they're not following up with the people they're doing one-to-ones with. We make it easy for people to buy from us, but we do not make it easy for people to refer to us. So I teach you how to stay in contact with those strategic partners, and you're there at that right time. I had a one-to-one I did with somebody over a year ago, and last week he sent me 3 introductions.
That's nurturing a long relationship. You're here for the long term. The stay power, you're not going away overnight, which is a miracle, because a lot of people in business, when I started doing business for myself in 2020, nevertheless, everything else that was going on, that my timing's not a little off, okay? But learning to have connections, learning who to talk to, who to grow with, and where do you start that? But this is the way to really connect and love that. But you guys, let's put in the chat. I have another question for you. What's one thing in the chat in your business that you'd love to stop doing, but you just can't stop it? Maybe you're making landing pages 12 fold because you think that's where you need to be. Maybe you're making this ridiculous workflow or this free gift that somebody told you had to make, but nobody's looking at it because it's just not what's in it for your clients. You're not really talking and being aligned with the people that you're sharing it with. Maybe that's another thing. And we'll talk about that a little more on an aligned audience. Let's start with this, Mike. I'm not leaving you out. I'm going to bring you to the mic. I promise we're not keeping you there. But you really help folks build credibility in within the hounds, attract aligned opportunities. That has helped me tenfold. I know since I met with you, and I think it's just the camo hat that makes me stay. But what's the biggest shift someone can make to stop chasing and start magnetizing? Because I've chased them all away and out the door, but want to bring them back.
Yeah, great question. It's different for other people. But here's the deal. Understand, before we're business people, we're people. It's good to remember that. And so start with you. What the heck do you want? What is in that passion inside of you? Most of us have this issue. I've done it for 40 years. So instead of trying to figure out what's going to sell and how do I get this and how do I convince people, hey, what is burning me up? In other words, here's an example. Hey, you know what? All that stuff you're writing out there, that would make a great book, Colleen. And Colleen goes, oh, no. And then books start flying off. You start seeing author stuff, right? And then you push it down and you go to work. And you know what? All you can think about is that daggone book, right? So here's what I'm saying. I say that because I live that. What do I want? And I only got a limited number of days on this earth and no time to waste. So make it about you first. And if you're a doormat or you're not used to taking care of you first, start there. So what I'm trying to say is, you could have the best sales scripts on earth. You could have the best summits, the best processes, brand, all of it. But if you don't believe it, if it ain't going to drive you in the hard times, if you're not going to be an oak tree in a sea of tumbleweeds when the storms hit, that's the problem. So I would start with you. What do I want? And you know what? Who knows? I mean, that could change. So go out there, meet folks like this, show up, right? Go to the webinar, go to the dadgum summit. And all the questions you're wondering, all the hows, you'll find them. I mean, that's how we got the hounds built, right? I didn't know anything. Now I know everything because I have y'all. I got to look at the comments.
Right.
I got a boat with 1 million holes, and guess what? I got plugs for every one of them. Right? So
I love that, Mike. That reminds me that, when you follow what you want and you build the life that you want, it enables people who are trying to build the life that they want to follow you. None of us here are going to go to a fat doctor to learn to lose weight. If you're not living your dream life, if you haven't set your schedule up for that time freedom and doing the things that you prioritize, how can you teach somebody else to prioritize themselves and to build a business they actually love? You can't. You got to do it. You got to do your own thing. You absolutely have to do it.
But hey, make no mistake, and I'm not going to derail it. It comes at a cost. It does. You don't think you're going to stay the same, think the same, have the same friends, do the same stuff, watch the same Netflix all day long. That doesn't happen. All right, stop.
No, but that's 5 of your closest friends, right? Who's around you? Who do you talk to? I mean, I get up, I switch my schedule to get up and get on a call at 6 a.m. just to see Jean's wonderful smiling face and welcome me in the morning. But it kicks me up. What are you gonna take action on? What are you going to do to show up? What are you going to do to come in the hounds and network a couple times a month, or talk to people like Phil and Colleen and have these conversations? And that's part of it. Somebody needs to show you, and that, I've learned that it's the growth. How are we growing? Who is teaching us the things that we don't know? And sometimes it feels like you're just falling and flailing all over the place. And that's what we're here, what do you need to do? What are the next steps when you exit corporate America, or when you're becoming an entrepreneur and you're ready to step into that? What are those next steps that you need to take, and who can you listen to? Because just because it's a shiny object and somebody that's really charming and sweet doesn't mean you're going to get what you need. But let me go to Colleen here, because I got a question for you that I want to ask. Let's talk systems. You say smart maybe looking at smart automation. Does it disconnect people, or can it even deeply build a relationship?
Nicole, I'm just going to straight up ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot. How many times have you made a connection and forgot to input it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got a spreadsheet, and sometimes I use it and sometimes I don't.
Would that be easier if your one job that week was on Friday or Wednesday or whenever the day following your biggest connections was to just sit down for a couple hours and input it, and that's it? Because you've already personally created all the emails, all the correspondence, all of that's already going. If that's all you had to do, would you be failing? No, because your smart systems are stepping up and building that nurturing relationship. And it doesn't have to be like, hey, Joe, your kid Amy did. It doesn't have to be like that. It has to be like, hey, Joe, I saw this today and I thought of you. You know what I mean? So that generic can go out to everybody, and it still is inclusive, and it's still very personal, and it's still building that relationship. And the thing is, you're talking about growing and changing. Here's the thing. When you network and you're showing up as your true self, it doesn't matter if you have your camo hat on or you're in a Speedo, whatever it is. The people that connect with you as you grow and change, they're still connected to you because they like to see growth and they like you. Not something that's aesthetically pleasing, fake, just out there to gather customers, right? And so they're with you on your journey. And that's the beauty of networking. Don't give me a number. I want a warm introduction. I want hey, I've worked with her. Hey, I've sat down with her for a few hours. She's got some really good stuff. You need to listen to her because I feel like she'd be a blessing in your business. That's the difference. And that's what we need is those kind of relationships.
Well, 100%. Now you know how to curate it when you're around those people that have been there and have walked that path and are ready to give you a hand up instead of a hand out. So, Jean, I've got a question for you. And when someone's ready to scale, what's the most common mistake that they make in setting up their business for future success, sales, or just exiting?
I think Colleen's right that they don't have their systems in place when they want to scale. They've started off as a small business owner and they've been doing it all by themselves, or maybe they've got a small VA somewhere, but they don't have all the systems in place that they need in order to scale. So everything's running automatically in the background, and you're not doing the work. You're doing the work of scaling to do that. But if you don't have that other piece in place, all that other stuff kind of collapses in on itself.
Well, it does, because you feel like an octopus trying to do it. I can do everything. I can do everything. I have to do everything. And that's just a falseness. So guys in the chat, we'd really like to hear what you've tried to scale with, or if you've just hit that wall, and maybe what stopped you, or even where that success was in that. That's just great to really say that. What are you hitting? Are you hitting that brick wall there? So Phil, let me come back to you, because you help people scale deals. I mean, you talked about sales here. That sale is a 4-letter word. It can be, until you understand how to really cultivate those relationships. So what's one overlooked exit strategy? Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about CEOs right now. We got that summit coming up right now called The Great Escape. And it's for CEOs leaving corporate America and those entrepreneurs that are coming in to entrepreneurship, and maybe they just need to understand with this kind of what is going on. So what's one overlooked exit strategy or partnership play most founders have totally missed?
I think you find a community that's already done the work, right? So like if you were to join us, we've already built the community, right? 450 members or whatever. So you don't need to go do the work, stay in your lane and do your superpower. My superpower is meeting people and bringing them into the community and then making those connections. So you need a network to help you build your business, right? Because that way you don't have to, remember back in the day when they said, go get 3 quotes. We would cold call, yellow pages, all that type of stuff. Again, I'm dating myself, but we would get those 3 quotes and then the best one we'd go with, right? Nowadays, it's the referral, right? I need a website. Oh, I got a guy for that. Do you know what the close ratio is on a referral? It's 90%.
Oh, wow.
You need to be focusing all of your time on that. Do not go into business as soon as you come out of here and start hiring a marketing company and going nuts on ads and all that type of stuff. Those closing ratios are 20 to 40% if you're a good salesperson. And you're probably not a good salesperson because you've been in that CEO role, right? So come to a network that can fill all those holes for you. And like Mike said, with the boat and the holes, I like that analogy. But we got you covered, right? Just ask us, who should I use for blank? Therefore, you don't waste any time or money.
Oh,
go ahead, Mike.
I know I had to. I warned you in the private chat. Hey, He said 90%. And I thought about it, Gene. I said, wonder what happened to the other 10%. I guess they showed up to the call and threw an egg at the other person. Like, how do you mess that up? I know, Colleen, every now and then it's not a good fit, but I just thought that was funny. I was like, I could see it. Hey, Phil sent you. Whack. Just throw 1 out of 10. Like 9 out of 10 dentists. Remember that commercial? What happened to the young dentist? Yeah.
They all think you should brush your teeth.
All right, back to you. Bring some sense back into it, Nicole. Thank you.
You were just itching. Come on in, Mike. It's your show. But this is really where we're talking about scaling like a titan with partnerships, collaborations, and referrals. If you are working in corporate America, or are you maybe you've been out for a while wondering why you're not getting referrals and leads. The reason, not only are you not getting on a stage, you need to speak, you need to get seen, you need to get heard. We want you to make money with those leads. It's your lack of leads. But when you're in corporate America, you are funneled to your networking. You have that networking. There's a brand that was built. It's a company. It's a brand name. People are familiar with it. Hewlett-Packard. You have people that are coming in. You've had people that have trusted the business for years. You understand the product and how it works. Until they went with Compact, but that's a story for another day. But really, when we're looking at these partners and collaborations, we need to get into the community and work with a community. We want people to exit correctly and with a business that's structured. We've got understanding of the legalities of that business, and it doesn't sound like fun, but if you don't put it together, we don't want you to lose your business. So that's why you need a business strategist. But then again, you got to build reliable income streams, and that's what you do when you have it set and forget, and you have that back office ready. So let's just get into some more questions, because I love talking with you guys, whether Mike is going to interrupt or not, because you've got great things to say, and I really enjoy that. But here, in the comments, guys, if you've had to exit your business in 12 months, what is the first thing that you would change? I mean, that's just something I want to seed and get that muscle going. But on this lightning round, anybody can come in on this one. What's your personal version of business freedom? Yep, your personal version of business freedom, and how do you protect it daily?
I'll start. That's a really great question, because I don't really, at this point in my life, I don't want any business freedom. I love what I do. I waited my whole life to do this. So when you talked about when you're getting ready to exit out of this, what I would be like, the only reason I would exit out of this is if I built something better before I exited, right? I can't see right now. I cannot see a day that I don't have a business. I've been a business entrepreneur for the last 40 years. That's over half my life. So I can't see a day. I really cannot see it. I don't think about it. I have no idea what that would look like, Nicole, because this is so ingrained in what I do. It's so ingrained in what I talk about all day. I wouldn't have any friends, I will tell you that, who, if they weren't business owners, right? Because it's really what I do all day, every day.
And you're talking shop, but you're helping people grow. And that's important, because we don't want to just change one person. If we change the community and the people around us, we're all changing. That way you don't go back home and you forget everything you learned, but everybody else is doing it. And that's what's so great and empowering in these groups. So Colleen, what about you? What's your personal version of it?
I'm going to back up a little bit, and I'm going to say that my last business I owned was Chicken Lips, which is just a whole branding thing. Yeah. Upscale boutique. And I opted not to do, I went out of that to tend to my mom, but I opted not to go back into brick and mortar because I wanted business freedom. And what that looks like to me is that if my grandchild busts through the door right now and jumps on my lap and that bothers you, you can leave. You're not my person. But I didn't have that freedom in a brick and mortar. And so I made the decision myself, like, I don't want that lifestyle where I have to exclude the most important thing in my life, and I love my business. I dream in numbers. Okay. I love my business, but I love my family and God more. And so that's my business freedom, is to be able to embrace that at any level I want at any point. And if I can't, then I'm probably out.
Man, I love that, because you're embracing what you love, and you're embracing what's connected to you, and your family is stronger for it. SuperTube on here says, I did exit my business in 2023, and it took me 1 year to figure out what to do next. Well, bless you, because you went a whole lot faster. I'm the tortoise and the hare here. I'm going slow. Now that you're building a new business, first thing that you did before starting was make a list of mistakes that you did in the preview. I love that, because you said, let's not do that again. That is amazing. All right, Phil, what's your version of business freedom?
So one of our big visions is I want the business to be able to run by itself, so that I can go off for a month if I want to, or whatever I want to do with my wife and kids and dog. We want to get an RV and travel the country. And we also want to get land and live completely off grid. And yeah, so I want to be able to batch the things that I do. So that what freedom looks like to me. I'm going to be looking each time to replace myself, right? So that's why we named it the Connector Community, not Phil the Connector, because I heard that from a business owner. He said, I never would have put my name in it had I known I was going to have to always be here, because I'll always want to talk to that guy. Right.
Oh, wow.
And so we want to build something that is community driven and what have you. And then we can go be self-sustaining on our land is what we're really looking to do. But then I can come and go and I can play. I can come back and build new products and play in the business, and it becomes fun as opposed to a job. Right. I mean, a lot of people get stuck in that. Even though it's a business, it's a job. So.
Well, I love that you say that, because you can come back to the business, and hearing Jean and Colleen talk about they love to build the business, but they will always come back to it. So you have the freedom to go and the freedom to come back. So you're never going to feel like, what if I stayed? What if I did this? I love that. And SuperTube says, my current business is a supplement company, and he's got it all third party. Well, that way you have some. You don't have to build that large kind of franchise and have to deal in that brick and mortar, which is amazing. And Mike, I didn't forget you. Saving the best for last. I'm only saying that because we're live, but
it's his show, so you have to say that.
I have low self-esteem and bad confidence. Be easy. Yeah. Nobody believes that? Okay, go ahead.
What's your version of business freedom?
Oh, gosh. My mentor planted this seed in me long before I took action. And it goes back to what I was saying, pushing it down, bury your head in the sand, oh gosh, don't do that. All right. But it's simple to me in general, right? And I tell people forget I'm a fiduciary, right? I love coaching folks, helping them do that. But I tell them, imagine, you gotta picture this. You just can't talk about it. You gotta imagine this. Imagine you put your feet on the floor and you're in a position where you get to do what you want, when you want, for as long as you want, with whomever you want, right? That's true freedom. And I remember I saw a clip yesterday on YouTube, right? And it was that John Goodman, he was in that movie, and he was telling people to, blank off. And he was talking about freedom in that way. He was like, if somebody says, I want you to do this, and he's like, and I was watching, it was comical, but it's true. You don't have to do anything. Yeah. And for me personally, when I see somebody in need, I just write the check. I don't have to fundraise for that. I don't have to do anything. I just write the check. If I see, that's what I want to do. This is why the Hounds and Friends of the Hounds are special, because it's great. Build a business, become free. You need to do that. You can't help other people. But you know what? Those underserved community kids that I saw last year, this year, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy them all a coat. No one's going to know I did it. So again, it goes back to your why. Yes, freedom, but what the heck for? What is driving you? When I see injustice, I say, if I had the time, money, and freedom, I could do something. I could be the antidote to the bull stuff, right? So less talking, more action. Go do it, and then you can do whatever the heck you want, right? And
can I comment on what Mike just said? Right,
Yeah.
It goes back to your why. And I've really been thinking a lot about this, because I think so many people are like, you have to have a why. Yeah, you don't have to have a why. You're your why, right? In order to build a business, you may think your family's your why. it's not your why, because if you don't take care of you and your business first, there's nothing left for the family. I don't do this for my family or my grandbabies who I like Colleen. I love mine as much as she loves hers, right? I don't do this for my family at all. I do this for me. It gives me such a pleasure. It is so much fun. I have built this business to amuse myself, have fun with it, make as much money as I want to make with it. But you know who really benefits from it? It's my family that benefits from everything I do. But if I didn't do this for myself, there would be no business.
Oh,
I think what you just said, Jean, is that you quit watching the scoreboard and you're playing the game you love.
I always
That's
play
the
the game of
ticket to
business.
success.
I always play the game of business.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely the ticket to
I know.
success.
you all have been at a party I just showed up to. That's how I feel. Y'all been here doing this for so, and I'm like, because no,
And
I
I
want
don't-
folks to know I grinded
wanna-
myself to a pulp.
I don't want to say, Mike, that you're a youngin', but you might be. But here's the thing, too, is that there was a day and time when I actually woke up and I said to my husband, it doesn't make one shit a bit of difference if I put my foot out of bed or not. Nothing in my life changes if I don't get out of bed. You can literally only clean the house so much, right? And I don't have people in my home to nurture and care for. My kids have been moved out for years now. And so this gives me a great purpose when my side attractions, my 12 little grandbabies, aren't sitting on my lap. But to have that sense of purpose as a midlife woman is huge. There's so many of us that are like, empty nest, this isn't what I thought this would be. And now it's our turn to shine, right? And so we get to bring our brilliance, whether it's making sourdough or whether you want to just live your best life teaching chair yoga, whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
Right. Maybe you're okay. Maybe your passion is to be a stay-at-home mom. Then go do that.
Do it.
Listen, yes, we're not telling you what to do. What we're saying is there's a whole lot of people out here that you're not happy and you just keep putting it off, pretending to make excuses. God, don't do it.
But you have the freedom of choice when you are successful in your business. You have the freedom of choice to buy the coats. You have the money. You do it for a cause. You do it with for a cause marketing. And that's something that goes through the summits that I share. And it's near and dear to my heart. I want to support a cause, but I can't support the cause unless I have the cash.
Right. And so you have the freedom to say yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I want to throw out. I want to throw out real quick to those CEOs that are making some good money. Like I'm working with a lady in my group right now. She makes about $300,000 a year. So that's not something you can walk away from, right? So what is she doing? She's plugged into a community. She's working her butt off at the time that she can. And when she can replace that income, then she can move.
Absolutely.
So what she views it as is she's using her corporate pay to fund her business until she can walk away from that. So you can do it no matter what level you're at. It just has to be strategic. And that's why we were saying you need a community.
I think that's great advice too. I see so many people are like, I'm just going to quit my day job and do this. Well, hello, you like to eat. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, don't ever stop the eating money.
I like pizza and cheeseburgers too much, and you get the ability to do that. And that's what's so wonderful about this is the strategic planning to make that sense of escape. You can go and do that with the planning, with the strategy, with the structure, and with a good community. And people talk about it all the time. That was one of the things, if you're watching, gosh, I turned on the TV and I watched Petticoat Junction the other day, and it's so hilarious. But, and you're looking back at I'm looking back at this stuff, and it's black and white, and they probably didn't even have half a phone half the time in there. But the other thing is there was a sense of community. And when you are in business and you have a community that you can work with that is functional and people support you with not that fake made up support that people talk about all the time, but really working with visionary leaders that want you to scale, want you to do well, want to collaborate, want to refer you, and they want to share how the structure works, and they're not hiding from you. They really want you to succeed. It's huge. My gosh, what a great conversation. We are getting close, but you know what? I do have another question. Let me have another question to y'all, is that what's one mindset or decision shift that you believe creates the biggest leap toward real, true freedom and what we're talking about? And I think that mostly this has already been answered by you, but let's hear it again one more time so it sinks in for people.
Ask the question again.
Yeah,
sure. I'm sorry, Phil. And then go ahead. Could you please?
Sure. So what's one mindset or decision shift that you believe created maybe the biggest leap for you to really go towards that real freedom?
Got it. Okay.
And Phil, you were raising your hand, so I'm gonna go right to you, sir.
Consistency. So whatever it is that you take on, like Colleen was saying, if you want to build just that one funnel or go to a meeting and put in all your people or whatever it is you choose to do to build your business, be consistent. If you're going to be on social media, be consistent. If you're going to meet with people, be consistent. If you're going to set up meetings, show up to those meetings, right? Consistency, because whether you know it or not, you're building your brand the entire time. So when you do a meeting and then you don't show up, then that person doesn't think very, very, very much of you. So
that's 100%. You're developing the ritual, and it's a perishable skill if you don't use it all the time. So stay consistent. Who else? Colleen, I'll go to you.
Yeah. I was thinking is that it doesn't have to be perfect. I think so many people wait till everything's perfect. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Get your systems in place, because you don't want the rug pulled out from under you. Get your systems in place, get your strategy down, get all the things in place, and then just start. Even if you start scared, who cares? You make a mistake, so what? So what if you make a mistake? So what if you have to backtrack? I sent out the wrong link in an email to hundreds of people. Did I not do anything about it? No, I just went back and said, hey, having a fun day over here in my office. Here's the right link. Sometimes it rolls this way, and that's just keep it real and just do it. Nobody's expecting perfect. And if they are, they probably shouldn't be an entrepreneur, because they've never seen it not get messy.
Right. Well, that's 100%. But you know what? We know you're human and you're not AI. So your human is showing, and thank you for sharing that. And Jean.
So mine was when I gave up caring whether or not people liked me. I was a people pleaser till I was well into my 50s, right? And the moment I stopped caring whether or not people liked me and actually tried to get them, when I walk into a room to speak, I immediately go for I say something that will literally divide the room, because I want them to decide right now, I'm on Team Jean or Team Jean sucks. Right? I want them to decide right away whether they like me. So the moment I stopped caring whether or not people liked me, oh my God, everything changed.
Yeah, that's amazing. It is true. When you realize that it's that doesn't matter. If they like you, they'll work with you. And you know what? It's addition by subtraction. Let them go. You don't need them. You don't want them in your business. They're just going to hold you down. All right, Mike. What was that decision for you?
I'm doing my mom impression again. I'm sorry. Unmute.
Get out of the box.
Colleen just said it. It happens to the best of it. That's why I give a lot of grace, because I need a lot of grace. Y'all don't have no idea. So for me, personal responsibility. That if you're going through life and all this and making excuses, even the victim mentality, don't even start with business strategy. You got to get this right. So what's that look like? It may not be your fault. Bad things happen to good people all the time, folks. I get it. It may not be your fault, but it's your responsibility, all right? Because you got to live with you. So when you have to dive in, and boy, that's nasty. That is nasty. It's not pretty, all right? But let me tell you, there's light in the tunnel as well as out of it. When you're willing to dare and go out there and figure it out and do the hard work, Here's my experience. I'll keep it short. If you watch a monkey, right, it's swinging from one branch and it's got to grab another one. Sometimes they have to let go of that one before they grab hold of the other one. That's to me, that was the whole paradox. That was the story. That suspension. Oh my gosh, can I actually make this? Can I do this? And you know what? Spoiler alert. I let go of a lot of stuff, and guess what? Things just kept coming to me. It was really strange. And I hated the whole law of attraction stuff back then until I realized I didn't hate a law of attraction. I hated the goofy way it was taught, because when it was taught by people like this who are actually doing it, be on the way to do it, it's a different mindset. So get this right, because whatever you're scared to lose, I'm telling you, if you just take steps and you get through this, the floodgates will, the how, who, then people like Jean pop up out of nowhere, right? Nicole pops out of nowhere. You just got to go out there. But let me tell you something. When I put this hat on and dare to be my daggum self, you know what happened? I don't tell people this. I put the hat on. I was like, oh, I'm going to be me. And I got whooped on a live stream. I got my butt handed to me. It was awful. But again, forget what the noise you hear. You don't have, how do you get the confidence? You have to have courage first. You have to have courage to go out there, be you, look like a donkey, go in the wrong room, mess up, send the wrong email link, whatever. And then you start winning. So that's not off a fortune cookie, y'all. That is the God's honest truth. Because I know there's a lot of people like me out there going, well, I'm not good enough. Then get good enough, and it starts right here. All right. Mm-hmm. So that's my PBS special. But dadgummit,
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. You guys remember that?
Jean, I love what you say. I believe the best way to multiply is to divide the room. You want to multiply your business, divide the room every single time. It doesn't matter if it's in friendships, if it's in business, divide the room. Those who want to be with you will be with you, and those who don't won't. And you just cut your work in half.
She ain't bull stuffing. She tried to chase me off, and I fell in love. So it didn't.
Which team you are?
She told me. She said, "Now, if you don't watch that video, we're gonna call you out." I said,
"That's right."
And I watched every daggum link that lady sent me. I even found one that was broken and said, "Hey," so she knew I was paying attention. Now we can play ball.
Oh, that's funny.
She's gonna test you. She's gonna test you.
Yeah, that was the trick.
Are you gonna pass? You got to know that, and that's the way to do it. And for me, I just will say, it's getting rid of the pain point of the partners in pain, getting rid of those people that just the haters. And I'm going to do like, and I'm going to do like Goggins does and just listen to the haters and record it and go, all right, that's okay. That's my power fuel, right? I grew up with a WWE and Hulk Hogan on TV, may you rest in peace. But that fuels me. It fueled me in my career for over 20 years, and it's going to fuel me going forward, and know that if somebody's upset with me, then I did something right. And I had to tell my boss that, and they held me to that. But this is what you guys get. You get these amazing people here in the Great Escape Plan on the stage, 3 days of this experience and even workshopping. We're going to do something like the seminar of the old 80s. And I know we've dated ourselves one too many times, but you guys got to go through the throwback with us just for a minute, because you workshopped. People talk to you, not through you and not at you. We want you to exit with a strategy. We're working with visionary leaders and in this to really scale with those partnerships, to exit correctly with a business that's structured and really build reliable income streams. It's very important. I don't want you to have to do what I did. I got voluntold out of a business in 2020 when I was trying to do the strategy and structure. And I've been flailing since, but these people have helped me tenfold. And that's not a lie. I don't say that lightly. But we want you to be there with us and get that experience of what these people have in that room, because it's going to be very, very impactful. We're not just here throwing a few things at you on a virtual summit with people that don't align. We want you to succeed, and everybody here does, and all the speakers do, and they will be there on August 26th. Absolutely. Thanks. Mike has got that visual up there. Doesn't that help right there? Right. Looking at those partnerships and presentations, and that just cracks me up. Yeah, that's how, I don't know about you guys, but that's how I felt. I'm that guy on the ground right there. Just, just, I'm done. I'm out. I'm ready to leave. I can't take it anymore. And I was showing out. But we want to be here in a place that you're loved and you're supported. And that's truly what we're given. And that means that if you're only seeing my face up there, folks, I'm going to call it out. We all have to get on that so people can see what wonderful speakers are coming in. So take that invitation from Event Raptor that I've sent you folks, and come on in and get your faces up there, and we are sponsored here with great people. Look at Gene Kuhn right there. Look, you got Confronting Domestic Violence and Mike, and these great people that are here. And no, we're not going to talk about domestic violence, but we are going to support it. And when you have that business freedom, you can support whatever cause you want. You can wear your camo hat and your Speedo. I know, Colleen, I'm not going to get that visual out. I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night with that. But anybody have, Mike, come on back up here, because I know you've got the final word, sir.
Yeah, I won't wear them at the same time. How about that? Yeah, I'll negotiate, right? Well, before we close out, because I want ladies, Phil, even Nicole, think of one thing that well, she's the host. I know that sounded bad. I saw you. Don't judge me. But think about this. One takeaway, if somebody's kind of stuck or waffling, I don't know, what's that one takeaway that you would give them? What's that one little baby step or advice or whatever that you give them? And while you're doing that, I want to give a shout out. Hey, these people to get this thing going. I wanted to give a shout out to just a few of our amazing supporters out here. These folks make it happen. First of all, Kevin Smith. This man lost it. Amazing, successful man. Lost his wallet one Good Friday morning, and it looked like he lost his mind. All right. He went on a wild goose chase to repay this lady who returned his wallet, and it's turned into a worldwide movement. No joke. All right. So we're in good company, like these. Hey, so Kevin Smith, this man is pulling bipartisan coalition of governors. He's at the UN. He's flying all over the world. He's got a business to run. But you know what? Hey, he's free. So he go out here and do kindness and that business. That's what we're talking about. That's why this summit's so powerful. All right. You're going to learn from these people. It's unbelievable. But Kevin, he's doing amazing things, and they have a documentary coming out directed by Elgin Cahill. This is going to be something else. And this is not just some feel-good movement. This has actually transformed York, Pennsylvania. Kindness made the rate of return go up. Crime rate went down. All right, we're going to get into it. And real quick, Megan, E-Leader Experience, she's not a daggum coach. This is a high-level professional that understands everybody wants to help the culture. And what are culture made of? People, dadgummit. So she gets that. She's as brilliant as she is big-hearted. So if you know of anybody out there dealing with nonsense, losing money, losing sanity, hairline, whatever, Megan is the choice. All right. This lady knows how to, and she speaks me. She did like Cesar Millan on me, folks. She didn't even know me. She saw right through me like Scotch tape, identified an issue, and I fixed it. My goodness. So that's why she's on this screen. I said, wow, anybody can mess with this head and get done. She is amazing. So thank you, Megan. You'll see more of her. Last but not least, we got Greg Moore. This guy is accredited, and he has been there and done that, and he's free. He's not done yet. He wants to make sure folks do the right thing. Maybe bootstrapping it. Maybe that's your way. Maybe going out there and getting a proven model. Maybe that's for you. All right. He is an educator. He's not going to try to sell stuff to meet quotas. He's going to make sure he takes care of you. That's why Greg is our choice up here. So thank you, Greg, for educating folks. He is also a speaker at the Great Summit, the Exit Summit. Thank you, Nicole. He is in good company, right, Phil? We're all speakers. Mm-hmm. This guy, he's going to fit in like when they put PB and J in the same jar. I'm still talking about it, man, 20 years later. So, oh, yeah, that's country people fun. So that's all I want to do. I want to shout out the other folks making this possible. That's who we roll with. And real quick, shameless plug. Don't do this alone, folks. No strays out there. Man, if you're willing to give up or leave that job behind, especially in your 40s and 50s and even up, it gets hard, okay? But you know what? All you need is the people, resource, and support to get it done. That's where we're here. We're not the only option, but maybe we're the option. Start here. Check it out. Be around people like this, right? Uplift, right? We're not going to be nice. We're not going to just tell you and make you feel good, especially with Gene around, okay? But we're going to give you what you need, all right? we're going to, hey, you need this, you don't need that. That's how we roll here. So I'm going to stop right there and let Nicole take it over. And before I say anything else, appreciate, and folks, hounds, friends of the hounds in the comments, thank you. You know, you had a lot of things to do today and you were here. And these ladies and Phil, they delivered like no other. So bottom of my heart, love you, appreciate you. And more to come. I got something I can't say yet. I haven't signed the papers. But we're gonna have some renowned business legends. We got already, but we'll just keep piling them on. We got some folks that just Google them, you'll go, oh, all right, that's what you guys are doing out there. And I'm not saying that to be coy. All right, but I'm just some dude taking a walk in a weird hat. You guys make it possible. Love you to death. And more to come. All right, take it away, my friend.
All right. Well, thank you, folks. So come on down. We come support these fabulous speakers that will support you, because we want your income to keep flowing. We want you to have peace of mind and make exponential growth. So come support the speakers at The Great Escape, and that link's in the chat. We want to share you and empower you to grow your business. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Jean, Colleen, and Phil. Awesome sauce, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, what a power panel.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So are we done? Because I'm used to
one more thing to say. I think, if you're getting ready to make that great escape, or you're contemplating that, you really need to make sure that you're at this event, the 26th, 27th, 28th of this month, because this is going to be the place where you can go put your team in place. You don't want to just jump in. There's no sense in, have you ever seen somebody throw a crab or a frog I'm going there, Mike, in a pot of boiling water? They can't get out of there fast enough. You don't want that to be you. Come to the event, handpick your team, pick your people, pick your strategists, pick your systems, pick your networking, get it all in place so that it's running smooth as a baby's butt when you're ready to make that jump. I
want that hair sample. But how can we not be related somehow?
Mother, sister, brother, cousin.
So I also want to give a shout out to Nicole, because she's doing an event for me next week, and she is amazing at what she's doing. But one thing I really appreciate about Nicole is you have no idea until you see her work like this, how she runs a room. And Nicole, you are a great, great moderator, MC, whatever you want to call that. You're setting up a summit for me for next week. You are killing it. So yay, you. I'm so happy to know you.
You got it live here, folks. It's recorded. I'm going to play it all night long.
We're going to make a short video, repeat. No, I agree. And by the way, Gene, thank you for that. You know what? I found my fill-in co-host. Now you get to host the Hounds often. I get a break now. See? Look, I'm scaling already. It's working, folks. Yay.
Let the control go.
Oh, she got voluntold.
Oh, man.
I am the brunt.
Freedom to say yes if she wants.
Yes,
well, Nicole, you're gracious. You're wonderful. Appreciate you hosting today. Cannot wait for the stellar summit coming up. And final thoughts, folks. Anything you want to share with people out there who might be on the fence, maybe down the dump?
You got a big question in the chat.
I do. Can I share something?
Yes,
because it's something Zig Ziglar said to me in the early 90s when I was in a room when he used to come to Chicago and do a whole day by himself. Sure, there was 700 other people in the room, but I know he was just talking to me. And he said, you can have everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. And that has served me so well for the last 40 years.
All righty, Mike, can I answer that question here too?
Oh, I got one too, but go ahead. Ladies first.
Okay, so I see this question popped up by Unplanned Works. If I may ask, how to decide on what business line to go into? And so, of course, open to anybody. My advice on that is this. If you've done all the things, if you have no obligations, you have no reason to get out of bed, what's the one thing that you're going to get up and go do over and over and over and over for free? Now that you know that thing, figure out what problem that solves and for whom, and go do that thing.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Great advice.
That's good. That's
Awesome.
good. I just wanted to throw out that sales been doing it 40 years, and if you can detach your emotion from the outcome, that's how you stay consistent and stay positive and keep moving forward. You know, for example, it takes 5 to 12 times to reach out to somebody to get 80% of your sales. A lot of people don't know that, and the average salesperson follows up one time.
If
They're
that.
missing all that opportunity. So that's where a network is so important, because it's these warm introductions, and you get to practice and practice and practice whatever it is you create.
Oh,
Love that. Love that. Build those
Absolutely.
relationships.
Does anybody want to go round 2? Because we got to reschedule it though. 'Cause-
I'm ready whenever you are. This is a powerhouse panel. I love
No.
it.
Can we get the
man.
ladders and the chairs out?
Oh, I'm telling you. And here's the fun thing: I've learned as much as y'all did, because I'm not pretending like I'm already there. I'll be there. Oh, it's coming. It's like the floodgates. But don't worry about the journey. Just start it.
Just enjoy it, because you're going to look back and realize that was the prize. All those things you learned, all those mistakes, that was the prize.
Yeah.
I'm living for the first time. I'm not working on someone else's
There you
goals
go.
and dreams. I'm not working on that. I'm living. Like, I'm tired, but I'm not exhausted, because I'm in my element. I love
Right.
what I do. And I love the people. I mean, I push up other people. Like, what does Mike do? Help other people? Like, oh man, who doesn't want to meet that guy, right? And so go out there and find. I didn't know this was a job. I can't. They didn't show me Connector Career Day, right, Phil? Like, what is this? We just made a job, but it's a necessity. And so go out there. Listen, I'm going to say one more thing, and I'll be quiet. But this is the God's honest truth. Well, I'll
That's
be
a
quiet
lie.
until next week.
We are betting behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh, I lost. But still, I want to make sure, because people, again, we wonder why, fill in the blank. Why isn't homelessness, equality, whatever drives you and keeps you up at night, or you went through? Because the folks like us who have the passion and desire are not getting it done. And that's what this is for. Summits, partnerships, the hounds, connecting with Phil. Folks, I don't know what else to do. Right? You should do this. And like Gene said, do it for yourself. Gene, it took me 3 years, just a month ago, to say, you know what, I'll do it for me. Because when I take care of me, I can Santa Claus everybody else. And you really did. I'm not making this up being cute. You guys really made me go, you know what? Yeah, take care of me. I deserve it too, dadgummit. So thank you. All right, I appreciate it. Nicole, what are we going to do now? We're going to close? We're going to go round 2? What are we going to do?
We can go round 2 if people want to stay. I'm all
good.
in.
I'm all in.
I want more comments though,
I want to say something funny while we're getting some more comments generated. I had a conversation with my grown child, 34-year-old child, the other day, and he said, well, you screwed up doing this. And I said, son, just a second. You do know that this is my first time parenting a 34-year-old. And he's like, what? And I said, no, yeah, really. I know you think I've got this down pat, but this is my first time parenting a 34-year-old. And that's the same way it is on the business journey. Of course, we're going to screw up every other step. That's what we do, because it's our first time doing it that exact time, with everything in that situation exactly that way. So, yeah. Our first time, huh?
That's why you have more than one kid.
Oh, those opinions.
By the time you're like me and you're 5 down the road, the last one's perfect.
Well,
They
Phil,
think they are. They think
Sound
they
like
are.
cookies.
Phil, you don't know this yet. You don't know this yet. But the only reason to have children is to have grandchildren. Would you agree, Colleen?
Yeah, I would agree. And it's offensive to my kids. And I'm like, I didn't ask if you were coming. I said, what time can the grandkids come? I mean, that's cool. You're welcome. I mean, it's your house too. But the snacks are for the grandkids.
Right.
That's time they should go do something else then. You've got the kids. They should take advantage of it. But that's what you guys get here when you have this group of people where you can just be you with, if you can't get the camouflage Speedo out of your head yet. But there's
It's coming.
All about branding here.
I need a product specialist. Call me.
You do. You need to brand it. Talk about branding. There you go. Because Kim's going to talk about branding. That's you. You're your brand, and you're standing in it. And Dr. Trong says, "What an amazing panelist. We're having too much fun, and she loves you, Mike. You got a super fan right there. I love it." So
you know how I met Kevin Smith?
How?
I didn't spam him in a DM. He would have pepper sprayed me if I did it. It was her. It was Dr. New. Dr. New said, "Oh my goodness, you got to meet Kevin." See, proving everything.
Referrals.
Thank you, Dr. New. Look at you pop up just at the right time. Dadgummit, thank you. And now we're both Kindness Worldwide ambassadors. Yeah.
Awesome.
What's the next question? We have a question.
There was a question
Come on,
up here.
Mike.
I can't see
I
the
don't-
comments. Let's
It's
see
very
what we got.
general. It's on the screen.
If
We
I
did
may
that one.
ask, how do I decide on what business line to go into? Thanks, guys. So a business line to go into, I would say, you know, when you're talking about doing something fun that you love, you've got to love something. What say you guys?
I think Colleen gave the perfect answer to this before, right?
Mhm.
She gave the exact answer I would give.
And the
I
truth
heard,
of it is you may be doing it for free for a minute. So that's okay.
You will be,
Yeah.
What
right?
you love, then
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it. And
But,
find
and who's is it Jack Campbell that wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul? Not Jack Campbell. Jack who? Yeah, exactly. Campbell Soup. Sorry, my bad. He said make a list of 20 things that you love to do, and then now we have AI. Throw it in there and say what business should I start?
Right. What do you like? What do you like to do? I mean, my thing, I went back to part of this journey for me was going back to something that I love, and which was leadership. And I always love the leadership, but bringing people in as a team. And what a weird way to do it with a summit, because you have to have your team lined up. Your speakers are your team. Your sponsors are part of your team. Where are you going to delegate them to? Where are you going to place people where they're in their power? And when you delegate, that means that you understand what that person, the power and maybe even the superpower that this person has. What do they bring to the table? You know, what are they going to share? How are they going to do this? You know, if I wanted to have Mike come on a summit and talk about suits, right? Probably not, right? A business suit and a briefcase. You know, that's not going to be something that Mike's going to talk about. Maybe, you know, something like that is Phil going to talk about maybe roller skates or something like that. I don't know. You know, maybe just something that's off the wall. You wouldn't really delegate that to people. And this is a great way to just be in your power. What do you love to do? What do you love? I like to work with people, but I love people who know who they are and they stand in their truth of who they are. And they're strong and powerful people that I can support by supporting them. And that's where the leadership comes in. But I couldn't do it without a group of people like this. And this is why it's so important to get on a stage. If you don't get on a stage, you don't have a conversation, you're the best kept secret and nobody knows about you. So if I'm flailing, it's only my fault for not grabbing the mic, you know. In your journey, Jean, you know, talking to people and being there, being present, being on the stage, holding events like you do, the power that you've brought people over this.
Was that a question?
Well, yeah, pretty much is getting to that. I guess it was more of a statement too and a compliment, and the way that
Thank
you
you.
bring groups of people together and you empower them to be in their best self. And it's not, you curate this want to come back and return to people. I mean, goodness, I used to for 20 years, I was an overnighter or a swing shift person, and I'd go to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I want to be part of that group. And that's something that you have that magic. You don't force anybody to do it. They come because they enjoy it and you enjoy it. And
I didn't enjoy it this morning because I have to get my happy ass out of bed at 4:30 to be ready for that 5 a.m. call, right? So, but once I'm there, man, I love it. I love it.
Well, and I think this all comes back to sitting at the right tables. And so if you have questions about how to build your business, make sure you're sitting at the right table on the 26th, 27th, 28th. Sit down with people who can strategize with you, who can say, okay, what do you love to do? And how can you monetize that? Because maybe it's not something that you've seen monetized before. I have a client who said, look, I just want to quit my day job and I want to do something else that makes me money. I'm like, what do you love to do? And she's like, I don't really have anything I love. That's the problem. And I said, okay, what do you see your life when you quit this job? What do you see your days like? She goes, I just want to be in shape and I want to have friends that I can exercise with. And I just want to be in the best shape to live the longest life I can in the best retirement. And I said, all righty then. So now she teaches chair yoga and she has a walking club. And guess what? She wasn't good at it. She just started this to build a business. That was her point and purpose in doing it. And now she can retire teaching her chair yoga and having a walking club, which keeps her active and living her best life. And so I think there's just a lot of ways to look at it, but you have to start. That's the biggest thing. Start. It doesn't matter if it's messy. Show up and sit at that table.
And when you don't know how to make money at it, reach out to somebody, right? Find a mentor, somebody who will help you and show you how that you can monetize just about anything.
You can. And you know what? This isn't something that costs you right away. Come in and ask questions. Ask around. She who asks the most learns the most. You want to know how to do it? Start asking.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. And that's what you can do when you come to the summit. The speakers are going to connect with you. They want question and answer. The first day, folks, is a panel. These amazing people here will be on a panel with some other great people like Greg, the franchise maven that you were showing, Dr. Jeff that wants to get in his Speedo over here. He might come on stage. I don't know. I can't stop that. But he, you know, we're not, it's not just the systems and the structure and the how to implement, which we all need, but you need to be able to talk to your peers and your mentors and get a sense of not just the belonging, but you get to workshop, you get to try something out. There's tips, there's takeaways, there's tricks, there's building and empowerment. We all learn by audio, visual, and doing, right? You want to get in there, and if you're workshopping with your mentors, you learn. We've just taken that away for these last few years, the mentorship, the apprenticeship. Working with someone, you have a chance to be in the room. We've missed some of those greats like Zig Ziglar and Earl Nightingale, but imagine if you can be in that room. Well, you can come into the room now and learn from greats who want to support you and give you that. And then you can think of, hey, I enjoy this. I can try this. You can ask these people questions and then you'll get your answers and maybe it'll spark something in you to decide, what do you want to do next? What action do you want to take? You have to have that goal and make that goal just to show up in the room. You know, you can even get a recording.
Yep, that's a big deal to just show up.
Well, you know what? I could go another hour, but I have things to do. I know, because my friend Dr. Constance Leland of Level Up Academy, shameless plug, right? That's PB&J here. We have to do an event for that mental health and wellness summit coming out for the Olympic Center in New York. So, and she's on West Coast. That was my point. Oh, West Coast time. Me and her we might not be friends, Gene. The world runs on NYC time. I'm going to get in trouble. Don't send me
I'm sorry. I thought it ran on Central time. That's why it's called Central.
Now we got $3.
Everybody Central.
Okay, bring me a mountain person. Okay, we'll just all just like tag team fight. You all. So I appreciate you all. Y'all are absolutely amazing. So
I'll see you all tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. on the 5 a.m. call.
Did
yeah,
you
that's
drop
right.
the link? Yeah, we need the link. Did you drop the link?
Zoom with Gene. You know what? I don't know how to get into the chat with the
here, I can put it in there. I'll put it in there for you. Go ahead.
yeah.
Zoom with
You
Gene.
can come in your hat, Mike. It's okay. Just show up. We don't care.
Thank you. No speed up.
Zoomwithgene.com. If you just go to zoomwithgene.com, it'll take you right to the Zoom room.
There you go.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Show up and show out. Bring some coffee, folks.
Here's the thing. It's before 6 a.m. It's before 6 a.m. because it's 5 a.m. Central. You don't have to, you can come with your bathrobe on. You can come with your hair unbrushed. You don't have to brush your teeth before you show up because
But
that's
you
what
need to
6
wear at least
o'clock
a
is
hat.
for. What'd you say?
You do need to wear at least a hat.
Yes, you definitely do need to do that, right?
At least
And,
a hat.
but listen, some mornings it's rough. There's no hair. There's like, where's the hairbrush? I had one here yesterday. Screw it. It's 5 a.m. Let's go.
There you go.
You're going to be there. You're going to share your win and the 3 things that you are going to do that's on your list that you need to do to make it, to crush it. And if you take action first thing in the morning, you're going to do it. And you know what? They'll hold you accountable the next morning. I'm going to tell you, they will
And the
hold
other
you
thing
accountable.
is you are, Jim Rohn said, your income is the average of the 5 people you hang around with. You are literally hanging around with people who are millionaires in that group, right?
100%. Oh gosh.
Right?
Oh gosh. Yeah. And
I mean,
it's
we have people who
encouraging.
are not people who are really struggling, right, to make their first dollars, a few dollars and stuff. But we also have millionaires in that room, and that is the one of the millionaires is her goal every morning is to just be on that call because she gets so much out of it, right?
Yeah.
And we get to hang around with people who are making way more money than we are.
And rub elbows with them, and they're going to give you advice, and they're going to tell you stories, and it's going to just make your day and get on there. And then you're going to be ready when August 26th hits, and you're going to listen to these wonderful people talk about more strategies. But it's personable, so you can go, oh, okay, I get it. It's not that scary. I didn't understand it was like this big geometrical problem. All I have to do is put a system and a structure together. You know, and you know, it's so great. But you know, if we're getting out of here, you know what, Phil, you've been a little quiet, so I'm going to leave you with a last word here, sir.
Oh, shoot.
Put him on the jumbotron. There we go.
Okay, I'll just say what I always say. Remember, you're just one connection away. So it sounds like you should show up to that meeting.
There you go.
You don't know who you're going to do business with.
Right.
You don't know who you're going to meet. There are some great connections some amazing connections that have happened at these summits. And I love doing this. It's awesome. I
come for the speakers. I've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
I want the audience and it's all good, but I always try to get in the right spot with the speakers. I've always done business or collaborations with other people on the speaker panel. So there's your little tip.
They're
right?
aligned. They're aligned. When
Right.
they're aligned and your audience is aligned, your speakers are aligned, it makes it that much better because it's more empowering and everybody's in that same energy and focus. And how cool is that when you know all that energy's coming together and everybody's got the same focus and the same goal, then you're on the winning team. There's no participation trophies in there, sorry.
Got to put the work in.
Hey, I promise I'll just wear the camo hat, none of the Speedos, and we're safe. We're good. Okay.
As long as you
All
don't
right.
stand up. Don't stand up. We'll be
That's-
fine.
We learned what happened with that news anchor, right? Ever since I saw that, I said, you know, no, I'll be good.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah,
Right.
I'm that.
The
I'm that
things
guy.
that we have seen that you just can't get out of your mind. You
Yeah.
could come with your pizza, you can come with your burger, your coffee, or your wine, but nonetheless, come ready with a notepad and a pencil so you can spell and put that goal and intention out there.
Well,
Thank
folks,
you, folks.
go to it. Check me out on LinkedIn, YouTube. We'll make sure that it's everywhere. And you're going to get a lot. It's going to be educational as well as entertaining. I mean, proof positive, right? So we're going to do both. Have a good time. Bring a friend. Share this. People need this. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Phil. Nicole,
Thank you.
you're a rock star, my friend. We'll
Thank
see you
Phil.
next week.
Thank you, Mike. Colleen.
My pleasure. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.